All right, we got a real treat for you, folks. We got Colleen Swartz, and she's a photographer down there in Midwest, Wisconsin area, and she works with Cyclosaurus magazine and a bunch of famous magazines all over the world. Shot some of the most famous folks in the motorcycle industry, and we're going to get on the line and see how she's doing. All right, folks, I got Colleen on the show, and she's a fabulous photographer and very unique style, man, and I'm really digging her stuff. As we're talking right now, I'm checking some of the stuff out. How you doing, baby?
Oh, Charlie, thank you so much for having me on the show. I'm a big fan, and I'm happy to be here.
Well, that's cool. Hey, so what's some of the stuff you're working on for next year?
Oh, boy, there's always lots of stuff going on. I bill myself as a photographer and a writer. I do a lot of publication sort of stuff for the magazines, but, I really like to think of myself as a historian. I really want to start doing some more lifestyle stories. I'm thinking about doing maybe like an audio archive sort of thing. Bikes have always been interesting to me, but I really never got into it hardcore until, I would say, 8 years ago when I met my boyfriend, JP. And the thing that really attracts me to the whole thing is not necessarily the bikes, I hate to say. It's the lifestyle. It's the people. And that's always been the big attraction for me, is the people.
Well, let me tell you, God bless you, because basically we're in the same boat, with my songs and with my show and my movies. I really want to preserve our history, and that's what counts first, man. There's so many stories and so many cool things that go on in our lifestyle that bike building is a part of it, but there's so much more that's out there, and I just want to preserve it all, and I really appreciate you thinking on the same lines like that.
Well, absolutely, and it's changing so quickly. Even in the short time that I've really immersed myself in the lifestyle, I see the changes that have happened. And then the people that we've lost. I was friends with Indian Larry, and I remember sitting and talking to him. He actually stayed here with us in Milwaukee just weeks before he passed away. And boy, I wish I had audio recordings of the conversations we had and the kind of person he was. You can't misquote somebody that you have on film or in an audio archive. And then Samantha Morgan passed away this past year, a very good friend of mine.
Yeah.
And just historically, my gosh, what has been lost?
Dave Mann, I'm getting ready to go to the Chopper Fest. I'm playing at the Chopper Fest December 14th, and his wife's going to be there, and I get to play that song that I wrote about him, and I'm just all excited about doing that.
Yeah, and so you and I are exactly on the same page, because I think about the people we've lost. I think about the people who I would consider such a great loss in my life if they were no longer around. And then I'm really also seeing this whole new generation. You know that I work very closely with Cyclosaurus magazine, which is a huge pioneer in the Generation Next
movement. I love those
guys. The people that are coming up that are doing stuff that was done 30 years ago, which of course is always the resurgence in any styling, be it clothing or anything. But as these people, these graybeards that are in our society start going bye-bye, we forget totally about what it meant to be a biker before OCC,
Yeah.
And it really was a different world. It was really a subset of culture that has become very much mainstream now. But photography for me is a vehicle for me to be part of a lifestyle. I'm not a hardcore biker. I didn't get raised up, under the tutelage of bikers. It is something that I am drawn to because of the type of people they are. Elementally, we're both the same. I'm a risk taker. I'm out there. I'm not going to stop living because something might be dangerous or might be frowned upon by somebody else. But it never applied to me in a biker culture until the last 10 years. And so for me that's extremely important to take that heritage and preserve it for people to come down the road, because I feel, man, I went and talked to Sugar Bear a couple weeks ago. He was in Milwaukee and he gave a speech, and he brought in not only just the whole Easy Rider era of bike building and the things that they were doing, but he brought in things about race and things about what black bikers in LA had to do in the 50s to not get shot.
Yeah, well, this is